All right, I'd like to call the meeting of the Affordable Housing Trust together for
February
the
26th.
26th, for 2/26 at 1:08 PM. Could I have a roll call, please?
Dave Worland, present.
Veronica Cal present,
Cindy Boundy, present.
and,
Beverly Napier, present.
all right, thank you. I just want to announce that the meeting is being recorded and it'll be posted on the town YouTube channel. Chairman's additions and deletions to agenda unforeseen prior to 48 hours. I think the only thing I want to add is we'll do it under 2.8. The forestry update. So we'll get to that after we get through everything else. All right, so moving on to 2.1, MHP status. Well, I guess before we do that, I'd just like to mention that Allison, her last day was like February 15th. So we no longer have an admin to work with us. So we're going to be writing our own minutes until then.
Yeah.
And yeah, so hopefully we will get, yeah, the position is posted on the town website, and hopefully we'll get resumes and a new person in there.
When was it posted?
Soon. It was posted before she left.
Okay, all right.
So it's been probably for 2 weeks anyway, by now. So it was posted. And so that's that.
Okay.
All right, so 2.2. So, oh no, 2.1. So that was just thank you, Allison.
Yeah, thanks,
And
Allison, for your service. You were too good to be true.
It's wonderful to have the support. So, all right, 2.1, Mass Housing Partnership status. I have heard nothing back from them. And so we met with them in January. So it's been, what was it, the 22nd? So it's been a month. So what I'm going to do, is send an email, maybe from all of us, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, you mean include everybody, so
CC
all the stuff.
of you.
Yeah.
And just send it to her and let her know that Allison has resigned and that she should contact each of us. All, our emails are there. So, I would like her to contact all of us, really.
Yeah.
So, until further notice, the position is posted, but, and we're looking forward to working with them.
Yep.
And please let us know your status. Also, this kind of jumps down to next meeting dates. We don't have a March meeting posted because we don't have a quorum, I think, on any given time.
Deb and I won't be around.
Right, and I won't be there at the end of the month, the 22nd of March.
So late April, early May?
Well, we have a joint meeting with THA for April 18th. So this is going down to the.
So does it make sense to do it after that?
And we have on 22nd at 1 PM, we have a TAHT meeting. So our next meeting after today will be the 22nd. So I was going to tell Laura Schufelt that and say we'd love to have them on the agenda to discuss on April 22nd, which gives them plenty of time
That'd be great.
to look at our bylaws and figure out what's doable on those two properties.
I'm just gonna put that in.
So that's my
That's Earth Day, by the way.
real Earth Day,
Real Earth.
official, or as opposed to Townsend Earth Day celebration. All right, so 2.1, this is me. I have to write it down so that I do it. Contact Lodge. And Allison told me that there was someone else on the email. It wasn't Shelley Garen, who we met with. It was another person.
Someone else is on it. Okay.
And she had sent me her last email to Laura. and which she sent before she left, the week of the 14th, that week.
Okay,
And so there's another name on there, which I think it's Erica or something. It's another name
yeah,
that was
That is-
included in the contract that Laura sent back to us.
okay.
So,
So we're meeting April 22nd, and then we have a joint meeting on the
the
18th.
18th, the week before. I
Okay.
think the
I already
18th
have
is a
that in.
Thursday.
You probably have it.
Yeah. you
That's what,
probably
I know,
have
I
it.
have, yeah, so I just
Yeah.
wanna make sure, I don't know.
And so we are not gonna meet in March, but that gives MHP plenty of time, I think, I hope,
Yeah, to put
to
together,
put together
yeah,
something to discuss with us
okay.
for those two properties. So that's the MHP. April 2020. All right, discussion of ARPA funds. So I think that, I didn't look to see if Allison sent to all of us, but there is, are you guys on? There's a policy for ARPA funds.
They have to be
And it's the
distributed.
allocation, reallocation of
Right.
funds.
Okay.
And I would like to put in with the Board of Selectmen, our request for additional ARPA funding, up to as much as they're able to.
What, I was gonna
put in.
say, what is available? Do you
I know.
Do we know anything
Well,
about
there
that?
was-
What, ARPA new rules have been handed out by the federal government, and I don't have any document in front of me, but apparently what it is all funds have to be under contract prior to this new ruling. That all have to be under contract by, I think it's December of
Of 2024.
2024. And so that means that there have to be contracts, or you have to have already distributed it, or whatever. And we did a lot of, okay, this is a set aside. And we figured after the December 24th, this is when I was on the Board of Selectmen. So for community services, for example, we set aside a large chunk of funds for the 5 years that ARPA is in existence. And, but it appears that, no, you can't just do set-asides. You have to actually have committed the funds, and there needs to be a signed contract. So there may be some funds that are available, additional funds that could go to the trust, because once they're transferred for the trust, they are committed funds.
Can I just, I'm a little confused. The ARPA funds that we now have, that are in the bank,
Yes,
need to be distributed by, I thought, 2025.
they are already distributed because they're distributed to us.
Okay, so they don't have to be under contract.
Correct, they are under contract in that they were given to us. We are the keepers of the funds.
Okay, so are you saying that if there's new funding available,
Additional funding, because they're reworking all, the select board and is reworking all of the ARPA funds to look and see, is it under contract? Is it, the commitment has to be more than, we intend to spend it for this, and we'll figure it out at the beginning of the year.
yeah, that won't be hard.
But giving it to us is, the town has then expended the funds.
Understood. So
okay.
what you're saying is that request has to go through the board, the
Of
select
selectmen,
board.
right, and there are policies and procedures in place, I know that, because they were approved when I was on the select board.
Is Chaz aware of this or no?
Yes, Chess is aware,
Okay,
yeah. So if you look under, Board of Selectmen, boards and committees, Board of Selectmen, Selectmen policies on the left-hand sidebar, you'll see the ARPA policies. So there's a allocation, reallocation policy. And so I would like to request any additional funding, and I'll fill in the paperwork and get it to the select.
great.
So is there a motion to make a request for any additional funding that's available?
I move to make a request for any additional ARPA funding that's available through the Board of Selectmen.
I second it.
Thank you. All those in favor? When we need to do a roll call vote because we have a remote participant. So all those in favor, roll call vote, starting with you, Beverly.
Aye, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
David Whirling, aye.
And Cindy Boundy, aye.
And Veronica Cal, aye. All right, so thank you. It's a request for any additional ARPA funding. Okay,
Good call.
and let me
I
see
know.
the next thing.
I just have a question.
Sure.
So the ARPA funding has to be used by 2025. Why
It
was,
has to
what
be
was that
used by
2025 date?
December
I'm
of
getting
2026.
2026.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
so it
that
has to be
date is
used
still
or they
there.
will take it. That date is still there, but as
That-
far as,
But as far as the town goes, it's already committed
okay,
because, so it's been given to us.
yeah,
And it is our job to use those funds.
okay,
And my understanding is because the town has already committed it and has moved that money out of the general fund,
yeah, and then
then it is,
we're all set,
We're
yeah,
all set.
we're all set,
or not
okay,
the general fund, but whatever bucket they have the ARPA fund
Yeah.
kept in. So, all right, that's
Okay.
my understanding. I did ask that question.
okay,
So, discussion around, so I'm moving on to 2.3.
Mhm.
I'm gonna come back to funding.
okay,
Under the review of the January financial statement, maybe I should have said, and we should talk about our budget for the next, I have to go copy these, we'll take a little break in a few minutes. But I want to go through the agenda and then come back. Discussion around borrowing if needed in the future. What was I looking at on this?
Borrowing against properties?
Yes.
Okay.
So if we would need funds for, in other words, and this kind of goes in with inclusionary zoning, and CPA. If the town doesn't approve the Community Preservation Act, this is a future funding issue. And if we don't wind up with inclusionary zoning, as a bylaw fix. And where that stands right now is, the bylaw committee really can't do that. That needs to go, it's a zoning bylaw, it needs to go through the planning board. So there will be a question on annual town meeting about funding a review of all the bylaws. And that's something that would be reviewed, at that point. So, if we were in need of funds, it would, like if we wanted to purchase a piece of property, or if we needed more to do development work, if we didn't have the relationship with MHP, we could borrow. That's an option. And we could use our additional properties as collateral. So I think it's worth us familiarizing ourselves with the bylaw and the trust document where borrowing is discussed. But it's just that came to my mind, just worrying about, and here I have our budget, our 5-year budget, which I said I would review for this meeting. And, the concern about how do we fund this, even though MHP did tell us that.
I know.
We may never need money to develop affordable
I
housing.
know, that's what,
I think I have a lot to learn about how that works, but in any event, if we want to do any pre-development work, we have funding right now that will support that.
Yeah.
What happens
Or
in 3
if we
years
don't,
or
yeah.
4 years? So it's an option, would be to do it that way. Borrowing, I don't know, I'm not a big in favor
I know,
of
I'm not
doing that.
either.
I mean, you've already got to pay it back.
You do?
Yeah,
And how do you do that?
Well, if you are developing it, it would be from the developer, and that's where,
let them borrow.
let them borrow. That's a better way to do it,
Yeah.
really. So anyway, just,
Realtor hat on.
just a thought that was, what if we don't have CPA? What if we don't have, what if all the funds dry up? You know,
Yeah, I know, but I think right now we're in good shape. Yeah, we're in good shape. And
Okay.
unless MHP is, you know, I don't know.
I think we need to kind of, put a pin in this until we
Okay.
have the MHP input in
okay,
Yeah.
April. And then maybe we come back to it if we have to.
okay,
Yeah, I
Let's
think
see,
that's a really good
let's do
idea.
that.
Because I also think too, we are land rich right now,
we are,
which a lot of these other programs that MHP has done work with didn't have any land.
right.
And that was their big thing. It was like, where can we get, you know, we have properties,
Mhm.
you know, and so the developer will come in, and that's on them to do a lot of
Right,
these things, you know, we have this land, you want to do projects, you know? Just like, much like you selling your piece of land, you know, you're not selling it saying, we'll develop it for you and we're gonna, you
yeah.
know, do you know what I mean? It's like, that's, like, a lot of that should be like, plus I'm also thinking what MHP told us, that we don't need money, so I'm like,
Which
okay.
was shocking to
I know,
me.
I like
Well,
that
that's why I
idea.
say,
I like that idea.
let's see where that goes.
Okay,
And
Yeah.
I'd like to be optimistic about CPA. It's such a no-brainer,
it is,
It
you
is,
know,
but-
and I just hope that the town will come to the same conclusion
yeah,
this
I
time,
know,
right.
you know.
because
but
what's this, the fourth time? Third
Yes.
time, fourth one,
Fourth time's a charm.
fourth time's a charm.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
so that's that. Chapter 140, discussion, Affordable Housing Trust bylaw. I'm gonna meet with Adam tomorrow. I need to stop in and see Sabrina before we leave here today to discuss, it's just wording in the, bylaw that went out in, I think I sent that to all of you guys, correct? Did I?
I don't know, give me a little more, jog
Um,
my memory a little bit, and
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
so the way the housing trust had been set up,
Oh, about yeah,
the bylaw that was
yeah,
voted positively at town meeting last May, that went to the clerk's office.
yeah.
Let's see which one this is. Okay, so under Article 19, so the Attorney General's office has to approve all articles that, from the town meeting, that have to do with zoning and bylaws, et cetera. So they all go, after they're approved at town meeting, they go to the AG's office for a review and come back. So it came back that it was approved, adding the general bylaw to the Affordable Housing Trust as Chapter 140 under the general bylaws was approved. That was
Okay.
Article 19. Our comments regarding Article 19 are provided below, and I believe you guys have this. And it has to do with the tenure of trustees. It establishes a 5-member board of trustees to be appointed by the Board of Selectmen and provides that the trustees shall serve for a term not to exceed 2 years. We approve this portion because it is consistent with the general law. However, the town should consult with town council to determine if the bylaw should be amended at a future town meeting to provide for a defined term of the trust, meaning for 1 year, 2 or 2 years, you know, so it's just it is an amendment,
Here's water.
very simple amendment in the footnote. That's it. So should we take a break for a minute until Dave comes back?
Yeah.
And that will allow me time to copy these,
Copy those,
which
okay.
you'll have to just bear with us, or I can email them to you. Oh, Dave's back. Okay, never mind. We'll do that later. So I just want to make sure that the terms are clear. The town clerk had a question about whether or not we could do an additional 2-year term, each of us. And Adam responded and said, yes, we could, but maybe it should be clear in the bylaw itself. So I've requested through the bylaw committee that an article be put on town meeting just to amend the wording in that area in May. And I'll meet with Adam tomorrow. Adam said he would work on a bylaw amendment if it was needed. It's just a clarification in the wording. It doesn't change anything else. And then there was also a question about powers of trustees. We didn't give ourselves all of the powers that the general bylaw gives. The town didn't, agree to all that. Not that the town disagreed, we just didn't put it into the bylaw. But it does not impose, we said we would accept funds, but it did not impose certain requirements on the use of the money that is in the general law. And Adam says that's okay. He actually is the one that wrote most of this. It went back and forth a lot of times way back when. And so he said, yeah, not to worry about that. Just do the wording, just clarify the wording.
Okay,
So that's all.
all right.
To be conclusive in our terms is what it is, to be specific, that's all. So I'll get that from Adam, and if you guys are good with it, I will forward it to everybody after the fact. And
Okay.
We'll just go with whatever Adam says.
Okay.
All right, if you're good with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So when the bylaw committee met with the selectmen this past Tuesday, a week ago, last week Tuesday, the request was put in to have this on the town meeting.
Okay,
So that's that. That was all I wanted for 2.4. 2.5, correspondence, clerk's announcements, draft of the multifamily overlay district bylaw, which is a new zoning requirement. So this is the bylaw for the MBTA communities, for those by right multifamily housing sections that the town wanted. And the committee that's doing that is seeking feedback and input. So if you have that, just directly to them. And then award received to participate in CHAPA's MBTA Community Engagement Technical Assistance Program. So that's in the stuff that Allison sent us.
So we received that?
Yes,
Okay.
you should have. I'm looking to see, I thought let me get back here. I didn't see it. I don't see it in what she sent us, actually. Yeah, I don't see it there, so. Oh, no, it's a link. It's a link in her message to us. So she sent, and I know Beverly got it because Beverly replied to me via this
Yep.
message. And so I know you guys got it. It's a
Okay.
link to the multifamily overlay district bylaw. And there's a link in that email. It was sent on February 12th from Allison. So just look in that. It gives a link also to the ARPA fund allocation, reallocation work. So
okay.
that's that. I want to, can we take a quick break so I can make copies of this?
Sure.
Sure.
Because it's the review of the January financial statement. And maybe I should log in through the link,
Well, so Bev can see it.
and so Beverly can see it. I can project this stuff, if I do a share screen. So let me make copies for you guys.
Okay.
Okay,
And so we're gonna take like a 5-minute break,
okay.
all right? All right, so, everybody here has hard copies if you're at the table, and, Beverly, I'm giving David one for you so that you have the hard copies as well. But
Okay.
I can screen share this if I can get back to my Zoom. Share screen. All right, so can you see that, Beverly? I can't hear you. Say that again. I've got the echo.
Okay, Veronica, I don't know if that's you, but someone has their audio on and shouldn't be on, so try.
Okay, let me try now. I think when I skipped out to share, it messed me up.
Bev, can you see the?
Yeah,
budget?
definitely. Yep.
Is it big enough?
Oh, definitely.
All right, so I made edits to this, so it's different from what's in the 5-year plan. So what I did for FY 2024, which we are in until July 1st, we did have 40,000 under pre-evaluation and development in the 5-year plan. I changed that to 10,000 because although MHP says we won't need any money, I don't know if we will. And then also if the Warren Road property, the Habitat for Humanity one that the town has, the back end of that might go to Hickory, Hunting Hills, or, whatever, the wildlife management area, in case we need to do, to help with surveying on that. So I changed this to be more real. But that was the only change I made for this current fiscal year.
Okay.
And then for FY 2025, again, I left the monies as is, except under the pre-evaluation and development, we had something like 45,000 there. I didn't bring last year's with me.
So it's pretty close.
41, yeah. So I dropped it just a little bit because we'll look at the timeline for the properties here in a minute, and I'll project that. But that's the only thing I did. And on the second page, and I'm going to go to sheet 2 here, Beverly. This was our FY 2024 budget that we submitted. All right, this is what we had come up with. For FY 2025, I would like us to submit a budget to the Board of Selectmen, and I was going to make it match, and I'm going to type this right now, 4,600, which is on the sheet 1 that I just showed you
For staff.
for staff,
Yep.
because that's our contribution to the admin.
Mhm.
And then under professional services, I was going to make that 40,000, which is what's on what we just looked at on sheet 1. And then the training, travel, we upped a little bit. And so I was going to leave training at 1,000, and we should talk about that June down in Worcester, the MHP meeting, because this is where training could come in. Office supplies, I don't know how much of the 500 got spent, but that's for things like paper.
Copies.
Yeah, exactly. And then travel in-state, again, we didn't submit anything to that, even though we did travel. And so our total here, I don't have that set up to total. I'll total that later. It's just a little bit more. No, 1.5. It's probably less. than last year.
Well, it goes down.
Yeah, it goes down, by like $95, so I think
So
it's,
it's pretty much the same.
yeah, 475. No, I don't know, something like that. I'll get the total in later.
It's essentially the same.
It's essentially the same budget. So, and at closer to June, they'll tell us what was spent for salary, et cetera, and we'll transfer that
Okay.
into the general fund from our January statement, which we haven't looked at. So this is what I'm thinking. I don't know if I have this right. 600, 46, 100. This should be 46 something. Something like that. I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
When
yeah,
it's
'cause it's
submitted,
just
it'll
these
be.
two,
It'll
right?
be-
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so that's the budget that I would submit for us, if that works for you guys.
Yeah.
And going back to sheet one, the one change I made is under sources of income, it's ARPA, forestry funds, and then any funds from properties transferred to Fish and Game. So that's where our monies would come from.
Well, and if we sell a property, we develop,
If we do that.
right?
Yeah, so that, since we're on that, let's go to sheet 3. Which is the timeline for our properties. I changed this up quite a bit because we do the plan of land under FY 2024 for South Row Road and survey to cut off section under 20 for Haynes Road, 2 properties, which we are not doing.
yeah,
And instead, this fiscal year, we're working with Mass Housing Partnership on a plan. And then I put, because the fiscal year is the 1st of July, I put, if you look down under the Blood Road 2 properties, I put the RFP for development in the next fiscal year. Because I think we'll be working the rest of, from April to July with Mass Housing Partnership on a plan.
yeah.
And that will probably extend into FY 2025, and FY 2025 is when the RFP goes through, and then I just put develop.
Yep.
I was gonna put sell, FY 2028, but I didn't know.
Wishful thinking. Don't
So I
jinx
just
it.
put develop.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so on the Blood Rose properties, because we know we're doing that. Under other, I kept the survey of 182 Bourne Road, just in case it's here, and the forestry plans, which we did do.
Great.
So then,
Right.
so look at next fiscal year, FY 2025, because that's what we're planning for. I put the forest cut for South Row.
Where are we at with that, or you wanna wait till the end?
Why don't we talk about that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, where are we with forestry?
You tell me. I mean, Adam, the last meeting,
Mhm.
Adam was writing it up,
Yeah, and I know he gave it to,
and Chaz said that he would check on that. Unfortunately, Chaz isn't with us today.
yeah,
He said he'd check on it, and we would find out where we're at. And
okay,
so,
so that's,
we've heard nothing.
okay,
So hopefully it'll happen in 25.
right, that's the plan, all right, I will check on that
I
too.
I know he was going to, Adam supposedly wrote it up.
He did, and.
So did it go
and
out?
Eric
Do we
had
sign it? Does Adam sign it?
Eric had it,
Yeah.
and he was going to,
Does Eric sign it or do we sign it?
I think we sign it,
Well, until we see it, we can't sign it.
right,
So
so,
where is it? So
okay.
we should check in with Eric, I suppose, then.
yes,
Okay.
all right.
Is he in today?
The door was shut, I don't really know.
No. When we adjourn, I'll.
Go and check, yeah. Okay, so next fiscal year, we're looking at a forest cut and an RFP for development.
Yeah.
And then I figured that next year is gonna be a learning process for us on how this whole process works.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then, they said that once they're in a development phase, then we can go for
For the
another
next,
grant
yeah.
for the next property.
Yeah.
So I moved the plan of land for South Road Road up to FY 2026. And then, and then survey Haynes Road to cut off a section for possibly sale to Mass Fish and Wildlife. And then I put these two, I moved everything out from what, and we did have possible sale to property. And it's the smaller of these two that's a possible sale
Of Haynes.
of Haynes, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, to sell for like a builder that wants to build a house or something.
Right, because
Yeah.
there's no town water on Haynes Road, so, that makes that tough. And then investigate development for Dudley Road is way out there in the future, because that's probably the least developable
Yeah.
of everything, even though it has town water. The constraints are huge, so. So does this look good for the property timeline?
Yeah, thank you for doing it.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Any adjustments that we should make?
Not right now.
No.
When we talk to Mass Housing,
I know, that's really what,
then we'll have a much clearer idea of whether this timeline is good or great.
So should I put this up on the website, as a addendum to the 5-year plan? Or should I wait
I'd
until
wait.
after we meet with them?
My feeling is I'd wait.
Okay.
What do you think?
yeah, I would wait. I would wait. I wouldn't put it out yet.
Bev?
Yep, I agree.
Okay, so I'll hold off on this until
Yeah.
after our
Yeah.
April meeting.
Otherwise, it could be confusing. You put that up, then we change it again.
Right. I would
Yeah.
rather just do it once when we know
Yeah.
that we're settled, so.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Okay, so that's our budget under that. So now hold on. And you probably have this in your email. I know you do, Beverly. Let me go to, it's this one. Let me download the bank statement. Am I still screen sharing? Yeah, that's still on. Okay, so let's just hold that there for a minute. Let me go to downloads. And I'll put this up as well. I'll screen share this. I need to clean up my download file. Too many. ACCT. Okay, so I'm going to do a new share and see if I can find it. Okay, so it's switched, good. All right, so this is what we have in the bank right now. I guess I need to, let me shrink this down. Well, that didn't work, did it? Oh, it's my screen. Huh. I'm trying to get it to move over.
Oh, there you go.
There we
You
go.
got it.
Okay, all right. So, what we have in the bank right now is 101,913.50. And at the end of the fiscal year, because we're spending money, there will probably be somewhere in the 6,000, I'm guessing, but Allison's
Okay.
salary and anything that is, a percentage that's taken for office supplies and that sort of thing. So, I'm guessing 6,000, 7,000 will come out of here to go back to the town general fund.
okay.
So it's around 95, 94.
For the next fiscal year, municipal funds. We'll know better though but, in June, but that's what we've got. So that's the, January bank statement.
All right.
Any questions on that, or are we good?
No, I think we're good. I mean, right? I mean, I think we're good.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's slow, like the forestry thing is slow and MHP, I was hoping.
Everything
So
moves
just slow.
slower than you ever think.
Yeah,
Um,
so you
it
just
does.
have to,
In government. I learned that.
Yeah. so it's like hurry up and wait, and that's.
And, yeah.
So,
As
long
but
as
that's
it's
okay.
moving.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly, that's, yeah, and I think it is, I think we are moving, and I think we are, so.
All right, what's the other thing? Oh, I might, and this will be April, because it's much nicer to do this in April. But at the Housing Network meeting last time, they told me where we didn't go and look at this housing development, which we might want to do.
Which one?
It's in Westford, and it's the cottages that they told us about. And where it is,
At the end of the power line?
it's the power line
Okay,
thing,
yeah.
which we never found.
Yeah,
So
Oh, yeah, we saw it online, though. We looked, I saw a picture of
yes,
it.
we could see a picture of it. So do you know where, like if you're going to the Whole Foods or the Panera?
go down 225, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you go, on that, where 495 cuts. There's a new police station, you turn there.
Oh, and that's how you
And
get
it's
in.
on the west side of 495. We were on like the east side of 495 in
Oh.
Westford. It's on the other side of 495 in Westford. So we looked at two developments, but they were on the same side as the Market Basket. I don't know if Market Basket was, Market Basket and
Burton's
Whole
Grill.
Foods. And
Yeah.
we looked at developments on that side of 495 in Westford. This is on the other side.
Okay.
And, and the
So you want to try to
housing
see that
network
in
people
April?
think
Yeah,
we
we
should,
could take a tour.
we should take a little tour.
Okay.
And did she give me, between 495 and the new fire station, the western side of 495, those are the cottages in the woods under the power lines. So I have to get online and see, Google map it and see if I can find it. But they were still insistent that we should look at them, and they are not necessarily new. They've been there a while, like 15 years.
Oh, wow,
It's
interesting.
been there a while, and with everything that we've been talking about, that group seems to think we should go look at those.
Do we know who developed
That's
it?
interesting.
I do not know.
But that group can tell us.
We should be
And we
able to
could see
find
if the
out.
developer is still in business doing that kind of thing.
Yes, but
If we like it.
Yeah.
that's
Where,
true.
where's the project in Dunstable? I don't know. She's at that meeting every time, and I probably say, wait, where is the project
I
in Dunstable?
don't know that.
I know.
Okay,
I don't
so
know where
she
that's
was
happening,
at
because I
that
thought that's
meeting.
kind of
Hold on
interesting
again,
too.
let me get my notes, because I take copious notes during these, and then I have to, okay. The 44-unit development has been approved by the state. That's the one you're talking about. No, I don't know exactly what that is.
In Dunstable, right?
In
Because
Dunstable.
those are, I think she said, well, there's some like 1 bedroom, some 3 bedroom. It's like but
Mix.
it looks like Cape style homes, but
Right.
with different units in each building. And I just thought it was kind of interesting. I'm like, so where
Yeah.
is it in Dunstable?
We'll have to ask that question at the next one. And then there is another one, a 150-unit project, which is in the historic district
Wow.
in
Where?
Dunstable.
Oh,
That is under
150
discussion.
units?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's.
Not yet approved.
Okay, is that like a 40B?
sounds like
Yeah.
apartments.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds like an apartment
It is.
building or a bunch of.
Wow.
And they're trying to
Dunstable
get
go
it to
crazy.
have architectural details that will fit the historic district.
Mhm.
So it
Wow.
sounds like it's right there smack in the middle.
Middle, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So, but I don't know where the 44 unit one is, the one that
Yeah,
is
that was approved, right?
and pretty much ready to roll.
Yeah,
So, but it took 10 years
Interesting.
I know.
to get it done.
To get it done.
So,
Well, I
It's
know,
consistent
I know. So, well,
with the process.
I know, that's true too.
yeah,
But I think it's also that in the last 10 years, this process has gotten more sophisticated and a little more. I don't think
Ramped
that
up,
if
yeah.
it was starting today, it might have taken half that.
that is true.
And that's what I think too, because I mean, I think she used MHP, but 10
For
years ago,
parts of it, yes.
yeah, 10 years
Yeah.
ago, they probably didn't, you know,
And now CPA funds. and,
Exactly.
uh,
So, you know,
So,
it's-
all right,
that's
so,
interesting though. So yeah, there's a couple of places to take a look at. And do you want to suggest that we look at Westford and maybe even Dunstable before
if we're
the
able.
22nd?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll get an address. Let me write that down. Okay, 40. And then I'll get an address for yeah, I think that would be good. For the
I know,
rest.
that sounds good.
I'm curious to see how it looks compared to the one we saw in
Yeah.
Littleton,
Middleton, yeah,
whatever the Groton on there, whatever, Spectacle Pond or
Yeah.
that area.
yeah.
All right, the other thing I wanted to pull up, so I might be sharing screen again, is the minutes. She sent us minutes, correct? All right, so let me do this and get the minutes. Boy, things are opening very slowly now. All right, so let me bring my Zoom back up. And let me do screen share. All right, so these are the minutes for January 22nd. So, and, do we want to take a minute and do this at our next meeting? This is longer
Wow.
than I thought.
Did we all get this from Allison?
Yes, but I can send it to you again.
Yeah, why don't you send
Yeah,
it out to all of us and
yeah,
let's
let
go
me-
over it next meeting.
Those
And
were the
we'll-
those
okay.
were the minutes?
That it was
Yeah.
the meeting
Wow.
with Laura Schufelt.
Right?
Oh, with Laura Schufelt,
Laura
yeah, yeah,
Schufelt,
yeah.
This-
and
this is
it's
the-
really
That was
detailed.
important, yeah.
I write much less detailed minutes than this, but it's good. So, all right, so let's, defer these to April 22nd. All right,
I had a lot of notes. This is the last meeting.
yes, me too, yeah, so,
Can I ask a question, go back to financials?
yeah.
Is the money in a CD?
It's
No.
in a money market or it's a monthly, you can take it out anytime you want.
Oh, okay, that's, I didn't know if it was gonna
And
mature,
it,
because
No,
I thought
and
too,
it accumulates
brilliant.
interest
And you're
like
gonna make-
daily or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna, that's what else I was thinking, because you'll be making some interest
Yes,
on it too. that
oh,
will
yeah,
go in.
that was the whole point.
Oh, I know, no, but I'm saying like with your numbers, which I think will be
Oh.
about the same, but that's all.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I was like, is it gonna mature? Because I know you did it, but I'm like, I didn't know if it was a money market
Well,
or if it was a CD.
we
I'm
did
not being
this.
critical, I'm
No,
just.
no, that's what I thought was so brilliant about it.
Yeah,
Even though it's a little bit less than you can get on a longer term, this is like, take the money out tomorrow.
exactly,
And
that's,
you're right,
yeah.
it's cruise every single day.
yeah,
And it's, I don't even think it's been a year yet that we've had that in there.
No,
And we've had almost,
Yeah.
well, probably by now, 2,000 in interest.
yeah, well, I mean, in 100 grand at
Yeah.
4 for something change. It should
Yeah.
be $4,000 a year.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking of. I
Which
was thinking, oh, the
essentially
interest
pays-
is gonna be in there
It
too.
pays the admin assistant.
Yeah,
That's what I was
So,
thinking.
you know.
That's what I was thinking.
Right,
So,
which is a good thing.
yeah,
All right, so I'm gonna start my share then. All right, I will, and I will email the April minutes to you guys. No, email the January
January
22
22nd.
minutes.
Mhm.
to
And then we'll
all
review them.
For review on
in April. Okay.
And I'll put I'm probably gonna do it sooner rather than later. I'm gonna put together an agenda and I'll send it out to you guys. And then, because we're the ones building the agenda, Allison has been pretty much building the agenda.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So, the other thing I think that I want to talk about, so we're deferring the minutes to April. That is, I think, the last thing on our
Yes, but
agenda.
we did it for a street, so that
Yeah.
2.8 doesn't exist.
Okay,
Right, it's already discussed, we moved it up. So,
okay. And the joint meeting on the 18th with the housing, we'll just go over wherever we're at.
we'll work out an agenda for that
Okay.
too. And, yeah. What was I gonna say? There was something else I wanted to say. Well, I guess I'll be building the agenda for that with Natalie or whoever is building the agenda.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember, did we run it like 2 meetings last time? I can't remember how we did it last time. Was it like, did we have our own, like, we
Well, we
opened the
have to
meeting?
post and they have to.
And they have to post, but then did we have like our meeting and then, I don't know, I can't
No,
remember.
I think we ran together with them, didn't we? We opened our meeting
Did we?
and they
Is that-
opened their meeting and then we,
Oh, and then we just kind of
yeah,
had a
and
meeting.
then we both maybe. got
Okay.
to-
Okay.
So anyway. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm getting the address for the Westwood Development. I'm emailing the January 22nd minutes to you.
Maybe you were gonna bring up the fact that Allison was kind of doing the clerks,
Allison was doing.
I know.
and were you gonna bring up, what do we do now?
I guess we should,
I
so
know. Who wants to
Beverly, are
be-
you on board with writing minutes for this month, for this meeting?
Sure, I'll do it for this meeting, sure.
Very
Okay.
brief, and
We can
hopefully,
take turns if you want.
yeah, we can
I
take turns.
That's what
I'll
Beth
do it.
suggested, but I didn't wanna say that.
Yeah, I'll take a turn, you
I
know,
will
for the,
too,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oh, I know what I wanted to bring up. It's the June conference in Worcester, the MHP Housing Conference.
Right, you mentioned,
So Beverly, you'll write for this month, and then for April, we'll need one of us to write the joint, another of us to write the regular meeting,
Oh, yeah.
you know, so, and we'll just do it that way. It'll be fun. If we're lucky, we'll have someone in by
By
April.
April,
That's 2 months out.
yeah.
All right, so,
when is that June meeting?
The third, we figured the third Monday of the month was what we.
No, Worcester.
Oh, in Worcester, it's like the 12th and the 13th. I
Okay.
think I
that's-
wrote it
that's
in
fine.
here. And did you guys all get the, notice? No, I wrote this down in here. It's the 12th and the 13th, the MHP Housing Institute. It's a Wednesday and Thursday. It looks like, let me go back to my inbox. It's almost not screen sharing. MHP, save the date. Okay, I'm gonna share this. So let me go back to my Zoom. Sorry to be talking like software this. It's this. Okay. It's at the AC Hotel on Front Street in Worcester. It will be in person on Wednesday and Thursday. Ample parking is available. Very excited that it's located along the commuter route, which does not help us at all unless we're gonna go into Boston and back
I
out.
know.
But, anyway, and so I
Do we
think
need to
this is
register
just,
for it?
we do need to register, but this is just to save the date. I don't see anywhere where you can register yet. So it'll be coming out once they have it settled. So look for that and register, and then we can just, any cost for that, we can just turn in and, for our training budget. So, but especially since we are working with MHP, depending on what is on what day, we should have someone go each day. I don't think people have to go both days, unless
I
they
know,
want to.
that's what I wondered if it's, is it the
But
same thing on both days, or is it?
They don't even have
There's no.
they have last year's up, so you can see, kind of get an idea of the sorts of things, but they kind of change the main topic every year, so it'll be somewhat different.
Okay.
Do we have this link? Did you just send that to us? Or do we already have it?
You know what? Joan Savoy sent it.
She
you get
did.
it?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's who I got it from.
probably some, maybe you sent it too. I don't know, but
This came to me from MHP, but Joan sent it to me as well, because I think she's on the mailing because of her previous
yeah.
term on the housing trust.
But yeah, there's no way to like sign
There's-
up or find out like what their thing is.
Okay.
Or,
It's just kind of a save the date.
Got it.
And then our meeting, if we're doing the third Monday, our meeting would be the 17th.
okay.
I'm just gonna put this in here now. And I believe that what Allison did, and I'll have to check back, is she asked for Zoom links for all of the days that we knew about up through June. So I'm pretty sure
Okay.
we have it, I think it's May 20th is
Okay.
the May meeting. And then the April meeting we already have on record, but she already,
She had the Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
To go back to this MHP thing, there's no Zoom thing for this. It's all in person.
it doesn't say.
I mean, it doesn't say, yeah.
It says.
I'm guessing it is in person,
Yeah,
because they have several different meetings, you can pick what you
Yeah.
want. I mean, I think,
They did do it on Zoom. Before
last
they
year
had
they did
one that was Zoom in one day that you could.
well,
go
they
in
did
person.
for every
Yeah.
single meeting.
Yeah, it was, because it
Wow,
was
that's-
actually, it was very interesting. I only went on Zoom and, it was very interesting. You get a lot of information.
the in-person day, you had to attend in person,
Got it.
I think.
Yeah,
And then the Zoom day, all of the sessions were Zoom. And
yeah,
you
it was
had to
all
pick.
Zoom.
So we'll just have to keep checking them out.
Yeah, and see, I think it's something that's well worth it.
I think so too.
So, you get a lot of information,
So,
networking and all that stuff. So,
so that's the save the date. And that was it. That's all I have. So is there a
Motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn today's meeting.
I second that motion.
At 2:10. All right, all those in favor, roll call vote, beginning with Beverly.
Aye, Beverly.
Aye, David.
I, Cindy.
And I, Veronica. So with that, our meeting is closed.